Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to share a profound truth. You are closer to your dreams than you realize. In fact, the very fabric of your life, as it is right now, is interwoven with the threads of your desires. Yet, so often you don't see it. Not because it's not there, but because your focus is elsewhere. We live in a world where what we see, touch, and hear often dictates what we believe. But the real power lies beyond the senses, in a realm where imagination and faith are the architects of reality. The invisible world within you shapes the visible world around you. Let us explore this truth and uncover the lessons that will empower you to see the nearness of your dreams and claim them as your reality. The invisible blueprint of our lives is one of the most profound yet overlooked truths about the nature of reality. It is the foundation upon which everything we experience is built, though it remains hidden from view. When we think of achieving our dreams, we often look outward, searching for signs, opportunities, or resources in the external world. Yet the real work begins within us, in the unseen realm of our imagination, beliefs, and emotions. The invisible blueprint is the design created by our inner world, and it dictates the structure of the life we live. Imagine a builder constructing a house. Before the first brick is laid, there exists a detailed architectural plan. Without that plan, the house would lack structure and purpose. Similarly, your life is a reflection of the plans you hold in your mind, whether you are aware of them or not. The images, thoughts, and emotions you consistently entertain form the blueprint of your reality. The challenge is that most people are unaware they are designing their lives every moment through the energy of their focus and imagination. Consider this: every great invention, every piece of art, and every monumental achievement started as an idea. The Wright brothers dreamed of flight long before an airplane existed. Thomas Edison envisioned a world illuminated by light bulbs before electricity became commonplace. These individuals were not merely dreamers, they were architects working from an invisible blueprint, molding their inner visions into tangible reality. Their success was not accidental. It was the result of persistent belief in the unseen and the courage to act on it. But how does this apply to your dreams? The truth is, whether your life feels fulfilling or lacking, whether your dreams seem close or distant, the blueprint is always active. Your current circumstances are a manifestation of the designs you have unconsciously created over time. This is not a judgment, but an invitation to awareness. If you can understand that your thoughts and feelings act as the architects of your experiences, you can begin to take conscious control of your blueprint. The key lies in imagination. Your imagination is more than a tool for daydreaming. It is the creative force that shapes reality. When you imagine yourself living your dreams with vividness and emotion, you send a powerful signal to the universe. You set into motion a series of events, opportunities, and alignments that bring that vision into form. It may not happen overnight, but the process begins the moment you accept that your inner world holds the key. There's a lesson here: do not underestimate the power of what you imagine. So often people limit their dreams because they look at their current circumstances and decide what is realistic, but reality is fluid, constantly shaped by your thoughts and emotions. When you imagine without limits, you expand the possibilities for your life. Doubt and fear shrink the blueprint, belief and faith expand it. One of the greatest obstacles is the tendency to focus on the lack of evidence. If you can't see immediate results, you might assume your efforts are futile. But remember, the blueprint is invisible. It exists in the realm of the unseen. Just as a seed germinates underground before breaking through the soil, your dreams are taking root in ways you may not perceive. Trust that the work you do within will manifest in time. Another important lesson is to guard your blueprint carefully. Be mindful of the thoughts and feelings you entertain. Negative self-talk, fear of failure, and dwelling on obstacles can distort the design of your dreams. Instead, choose thoughts that align with what you want to create. When doubt arises, remind yourself that the invisible blueprint is already in motion, shaping your future in alignment with your belief. Finally, understand that the blueprint is dynamic. It responds to your focus and intentions in real time. You are never stuck with one version of your life. If you don't like the results you see, you can revise the blueprint. Start imagining a new version of your life, one that excites and inspires you. The act of imagining, when done consistently and with feeling, reshapes the invisible foundation of your reality. The invisible blueprint holds a vital truth: you are not at the mercy of external circumstances. You are the creator of your experiences. When you learn to work with the unseen, trusting its power and aligning your thoughts with your desires, you step into your role as the architect of your life. The lesson is clear: dream boldly, imagine vividly, and trust that the invisible is always at work, crafting a reality that reflects your inner vision. Belief is the cornerstone of every reality we experience. It is the quiet yet powerful force shaping the world around us, whether we realize it or not. Most people assume that seeing is believing, that evidence must precede conviction. However, the truth is the opposite: belief precedes reality. The way you see the world and the outcomes you experience are direct reflections of the beliefs you hold deep within. If you doubt this, consider how the same circumstances can evoke vastly different responses in people, depending on what they believe to be true about themselves and the situation. Everything in life begins as belief. Before a skyscraper rises, someone must believe it is possible to design and build it. Before a scientist discovers a groundbreaking formula, they must believe there is a solution worth pursuing. Belief serves as the seed from which all progress, innovation, and transformation grow. Yet belief is often overlooked because it operates silently, influencing every decision, action, and perception in ways that may seem invisible at first glance. When you believe in something, you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with that belief. This alignment creates a powerful force that draws experiences and opportunities into your life that match what you believe to be true. The key to understanding this lies in recognizing that belief acts as a filter. It shapes how you interpret events, what you notice, and what you ignore. If you believe the world is full of opportunities, you will see them everywhere. Conversely, if you believe success is unattainable, you will unconsciously overlook the paths that lead to it, even when they are right in front of you. Herein lies an important lesson: your beliefs are not passive. They are active agents creating your reality. If you believe in scarcity, you will experience lack. If you believe in abundance, you will attract prosperity. This is not wishful thinking, it is a reflection of how the mind interacts with the world. Your beliefs set the tone for your thoughts, and your thoughts determine your actions. Over time, these actions accumulate to create the life you live. The challenge for most people is that they are unaware of their deepest beliefs. Many of these beliefs were formed in childhood, shaped by the words and actions of parents, teachers, and society. These unconscious beliefs operate in the background, dictating choices and outcomes without your conscious awareness. For instance, if you were told that success is reserved for a select few, you might carry this belief into adulthood, sabotaging your efforts without realizing why. To change your reality, you must first examine and change your beliefs. Start by asking yourself what you truly believe about your dreams, your potential, and your worth. Are your beliefs empowering or limiting? Do they reflect the life you want to create, or are they rooted in fear and doubt? Awareness is the first step toward transformation. Once you identify a limiting belief, challenge it. Replace it with a new, empowering belief that aligns with your vision. Belief is most powerful when it is unwavering. This does not mean you will never feel doubt, but it means choosing to return to faith despite uncertainty. The moment you commit to a belief, the universe begins to shift in ways that support it. Opportunities, connections, and ideas that once seemed out of reach start to appear. It is not magic, it is the result of focusing your energy on what you want rather than what you fear. An important lesson to grasp is that belief requires patience. When you plant a seed, you do not expect it to sprout overnight. Similarly, your beliefs take time to manifest into tangible results. During this period, it is essential to nurture your belief, even when there is no immediate evidence of change. This is where most people falter. They abandon their belief too soon, convincing themselves it was never possible. In doing so, they interrupt the process before it can unfold. Understand that your external reality is always catching up to your internal state. If you persist in believing in your dream, even when circumstances seem to contradict it, you create a momentum that will eventually break through resistance. It is during the moments of doubt that your belief is most crucial. It acts as a guiding light, keeping you focused on the destination even when the path is unclear. Another critical aspect of belief is that it must be felt. Simply repeating affirmations without feeling their truth will not create the results you desire. Your belief must resonate deeply within you, igniting a sense of certainty and anticipation. When you believe something is already yours, you act differently, you carry yourself with confidence, make decisions with clarity, and embrace challenges with resilience. The lesson is clear: belief is not optional if you want to shape your reality. It is the foundation upon which every success and breakthrough is built. To change your life, you must first change your beliefs. Believe in your dreams, even when they seem distant. Believe in your worth, even when others doubt you. And most importantly, believe in the power of belief itself, for it is the force that turns the invisible into the visible, and the impossible into the inevitable. The present moment is the most powerful and fertile ground you will ever encounter. It is the seedbed of all future possibilities, holding within it the raw potential for transformation and growth. Yet so often we overlook its value, distracted by regrets about the past or worries about the future. We wait for better circumstances or more favorable conditions, failing to see that everything we need to create our dreams already exists here and now. The present moment is not just a stepping stone to the future, it is the foundation upon which the future is built. When you plant a seed, you trust that it contains everything necessary to grow into a flourishing tree or vibrant flower. Similarly, the present holds the seeds of your dreams. These seeds may not yet resemble the final outcome, but their potential is real and alive. The way you treat this moment determines whether those seeds will take root and grow, or wither away unnoticed. Too often, people dismiss their current circumstances as inadequate, waiting for the right time to act. But waiting is a trap. It keeps you stagnant, blind to the opportunities and lessons unfolding right now. Your circumstances, no matter how imperfect they seem, are not barriers to your dreams. They are the soil in which those dreams are meant to grow. The key is to shift your perspective and see the present not as an obstacle, but as an ally. What you have now, even if it feels small or incomplete, is the exact starting point you need. The present moment is always enough because it contains the energy and tools required to begin. The lesson here is to embrace the present fully, rather than resisting or rejecting it. Resistance creates stagnation, acceptance creates momentum. When you accept your current situation as fertile ground, you start to see opportunities where you once saw limitations. You recognize that every challenge is a chance to grow stronger, and every setback is a lesson in disguise. By nurturing the present moment with your attention, gratitude, and effort, you set the stage for the future you desire. One of the greatest mistakes we make is to underestimate small actions taken in the present dot. Just as a tiny seed holds the potential to grow into a towering tree, small, consistent actions can lead to profound changes over time. The problem is that these actions often seem insignificant in the moment. You might think, what difference does it make if I spend 10 minutes working on my dream today? But every small action is a drop in the bucket. And over time, those drops accumulate into a sea of progress. Another key to understanding the present as a seedbed is recognizing the power of your thoughts and emotions in shaping your reality. Just as the quality of soil affects the growth of a plant, the quality of your inner world influences what you create. Negative thoughts, self-doubt, and fear act as weeds, choking the growth of your dreams. On the other hand, positive thoughts, belief, and gratitude nourish the seeds, allowing them to thrive. You have the power to choose what you cultivate in the present moment. Patience is another vital lesson. Seeds do not sprout overnight, and neither do dreams. There will be times when progress feels slow or invisible. But this does not mean nothing is happening. Beneath the surface, roots are growing, foundations are being built, and momentum is gathering. The present moment is always alive with activity, even if you cannot see it yet. Trust in the process and resist the urge to dig up your seeds prematurely by doubting their potential. It is also important to remember that the present moment is not static. It is dynamic, constantly evolving in response to your focus and actions. Each decision you make, each thought you entertain, and each feeling you cultivate shapes the trajectory of your future. When you approach the present with intention and mindfulness, you steer your life in the direction of your dreams. Conversely, when you act unconsciously, you risk drifting away from your goals. A powerful shift occurs when you begin to see the present moment as enough. Instead of waiting for external circumstances to change, you realize that the change must begin within you. This shift empowers you to take responsibility for your life and recognize the role you play in shaping your reality. The present moment is a canvas, and you are the artist. The colors you choose, the strokes you make, and the vision you hold determine the masterpiece you create. The most liberating truth about the present moment is that it is always available. No matter what has happened in the past or what uncertainties lie ahead, you can return to the present and plant new seeds. This means that every moment holds the possibility of a fresh start. You are never stuck, never out of options, and never too late to begin again. What you choose to do with the present moment is entirely up to you. The lesson is clear: honor the present as the seedbed of your dreams. Treat it with care and intention, for what you plant now will grow into the reality you experience tomorrow. Recognize its potential, nurture it with your best efforts, and trust that it is enough. The present is not merely a stepping stone, it is the fertile ground where your future takes root. All that you desire begins here and now, waiting for you to plant the seeds of belief, action, and gratitude. Assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled is one of the most transformative practices you can embrace. It is a principle that transcends the boundaries of logic and ordinary thinking, inviting you to live in the emotional state of your desired outcome before it has manifested in your physical reality. Most people wait for external changes to dictate their internal state, believing that happiness, fulfillment, or peace can only come after they achieve their goals. Yet the truth is quite the opposite. The external world mirrors the internal. When you learn to embody the feelings of already having what you desire, you set the stage for those desires to become tangible. The concept may sound simple, but its power lies in consistent application. It begins with understanding that your emotions are not mere reactions to life, they are creative forces. Every feeling you hold radiates outward, shaping your reality in ways that often escape conscious awareness. When you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you align your energy with the life you want to live. You begin to think, act, and perceive in ways that attract the people, opportunities, and circumstances necessary to bring your dreams into being. To assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you must first cultivate a clear vision of what you desire. This vision should be vivid and specific, a mental blueprint of your ideal outcome. But visualization alone is not enough. The secret lies in moving beyond mere imagery to the emotional experience of having already achieved it. Ask yourself, how would I feel if my dream were already my reality? What emotions would fill my heart? Joy? Gratitude? Peace? Confidence? Once you identify those feelings, your task is to embody them in the present moment. Many people struggle with this because they believe their feelings are dictated by external circumstances. They think, I'll feel happy when I have the money, or I'll feel confident when I've achieved my goal. But this line of thinking keeps them stuck in a cycle of waiting. The lesson here is profound. You don't need the external manifestation to feel the emotions associated with it. You have the power to generate those feelings right now, regardless of your circumstances. When you do, you create a magnetic force that draws your vision closer. A practical way to begin is through imagination. Close your eyes and immerse yourself in the scene of your wish fulfilled. See yourself living the life you desire, engaging in the activities you dream of, surrounded by the people who uplift you. But don't stop at seeing, feel it. Hear the sounds, smell the scents, and most importantly, allow the emotions to wash over you. Let the joy, gratitude, or peace fill your entire being. This emotional practice is not just a mental exercise, it is a powerful act of creation. As you engage in this practice, you may notice resistance arising in the form of doubt, fear, or disbelief. Your logical mind may argue that you are fooling yourself or that nothing has changed. Recognize this resistance for what it is, a habit of thought rooted in past conditioning. Do not fight it or suppress it, simply return to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Over time, as you persist, the resistance will weaken, and your belief in the reality of your vision will grow stronger. Another important aspect of this practice is acting as if your dream is already realized. This does not mean pretending or engaging in delusion. It means aligning your actions, choices, and mindset with the person you would be if your dream were true. For example, if your wish is to feel abundant, begin by noticing and appreciating the abundance already present in your life. If your wish is to be successful, carry yourself with the confidence and poise of someone who knows success is inevitable. These actions reinforce the emotional state you are cultivating, creating a feedback loop that accelerates manifestation. The lesson embedded in this principle is profound. You are not separate from your desires. The life you long for already exists as a possibility within you. By assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you bridge the gap between the seen and the unseen, the potential and the actual. You become a living embodiment of your dream, and in doing so, you collapse the distance between where you are and where you want to be. This practice also invites you to trust in the unseen forces at work in your life. When you live in the feeling of your fulfilled wish, you send a clear signal to the universe that you are ready to receive. You may not know how or when your vision will manifest, but that is not your concern. Your job is to maintain the emotional state, knowing that the how will take care of itself. This trust is not passive, it is an active choice to align yourself with your vision and move forward with faith. The transformation that comes from assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled is not just external but internal. You begin to see yourself differently, not as someone striving for a distant goal, but as someone already living the reality you desire. This shift in identity is the true power of the practice. It allows you to step into a new version of yourself, one that naturally attracts the circumstances, relationships, and experiences aligned with your vision. The lesson is clear. Your feelings are the bridge between your current reality and your dreams. By assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you step into the life you desire, not someday in the future, but right now. And as you do, the external world will reorganize itself to match the internal reality you have chosen to embody. In the pursuit of our dreams, it's easy to overlook the small signs that life places before us. We often expect grand, unmistakable signals to assure us that we are on the right path, or that our efforts are leading to something meaningful. But life rarely unfolds with dramatic declarations. Instead, it speaks softly, offering small signs that act as stepping stones. These signs are subtle hints, opportunities, and synchronicities that, when noticed and appreciated, guide us closer to our aspirations. The lesson is simple yet profound. Small signs are never insignificant. They are the building blocks of progress and transformation. Every significant journey begins with small, often unremarkable steps. The tallest tree starts as a seed. The longest journey begins with a single step, and every grand vision is built on a foundation of incremental progress. Yet, because these small signs often lack the glamour or weight of monumental achievements, we tend to dismiss them. We underestimate their importance, yearning instead for immediate results or dramatic breakthroughs. But small signs carry immense power. They are the universe's way of whispering encouragement, of assuring us that we are moving in the right direction, even when the finish line feels far away. Recognizing these signs requires a shift in perspective. It means cultivating awareness and mindfulness, learning to see the significance in what might initially appear trivial. A chance encounter, an unexpected compliment, or a moment of clarity might seem minor, but they are often the breadcrumbs leading you forward. These moments are not random, they are threads in the tapestry of your journey, intricately woven to guide and inspire you. The key is to trust in their value and allow them to build your confidence and faith. Small signs also act as a mirror, reflecting your inner state and alignment with your goals. When you notice them, it is a reminder that your thoughts, beliefs, and actions are resonating with your vision. For instance, if you're pursuing a dream and someone unexpectedly offers support, it's not mere coincidence, it's a sign that you are in tune with your desires. These signs might not always appear in the form you expect, but they carry a message: keep going, stay focused, and trust the process. One of the lessons here is that small signs often come with opportunities for action. They are not merely passive affirmations, they are invitations to take the next step. When you notice a sign, ask yourself, what can I do to build on this? Perhaps it's a new connection, a resource you hadn't considered, or a moment of insight that sparks a fresh idea. Acting on these signs, no matter how small they seem, creates momentum. It demonstrates your willingness to engage with the process and shows that you are an active participant in your journey, not just a bystander. Another important aspect of small signs is the way they cultivate patience and perseverance. Big dreams take time, and the road to achieving them is rarely straightforward. Along the way, there will be moments of doubt and discouragement, times when progress feels slow or non-existent. In these moments, small signs are lifelines. They remind you that growth is happening, even if it's not immediately visible. Just as a plant grows beneath the soil before it breaks through the surface, the seeds of your efforts are germinating, even if you can't yet see the results. The practice of appreciating small signs also fosters gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful force that amplifies the energy of creation and attracts more of what you desire into your life. When you take time to acknowledge and appreciate the small signs, you shift your focus from lack to abundance. Instead of fixating on how far you still have to go, you celebrate the progress you've made. This shift in perspective not only boosts your morale, but also enhances your ability to notice and attract even more signs. One of the challenges is that small signs often go unnoticed because we are so focused on the bigger picture. We become so consumed by the end goal that we fail to see the stepping stones laid out before us. The lesson here is to slow down and pay attention. Life is always communicating with us, but we must be willing to listen. When you start to see small signs for what they are, affirmations, opportunities, and guidance, you begin to move through life with greater trust and clarity. Perhaps the most beautiful thing about small signs is that they remind us of the interconnectedness of life. They show us that no step, no effort, and no moment is wasted. Everything is part of a larger journey, and every small sign is a piece of the puzzle. Together, they form the path that leads to your dreams, one step at a time. When you honor these signs, you honor the process, and in doing so, you unlock the magic of progress. The lesson is this: never dismiss the small signs. They are not merely indicators, they are essential components of your journey. Each one carries a message, an opportunity, or a reminder of your alignment with your goals. By noticing, appreciating, and acting on these signs, you build the momentum that ultimately leads to success. Trust the small signs, for they are the stepping stones that pave the way to your greatest aspirations. Detachment is often misunderstood. Many equate it with indifference or apathy, imagining that to detach means to stop caring, to sever ties with hopes, desires, or ambitions. But true detachment is not about giving up, it's about letting go of the tight grip of control and expectation. It's the art of releasing your emotional dependence on specific outcomes, trusting instead in the natural flow of life. Detachment is not a withdrawal from your dreams, but a stepping back to see them with greater clarity. When you practice detachment, you create space for perspective, insight, and the realization that you are not defined by the results you seek. At its core, detachment teaches you the difference between attachment and commitment. Attachment clings desperately to a particular outcome, believing that happiness and fulfillment are contingent upon achieving it. It creates fear and anxiety, for the mind becomes preoccupied with what-ifs and potential failures. Commitment, on the other hand, is a devoted focus on your journey while remaining open to possibilities. Detachment bridges this gap, allowing you to remain committed to your vision without being enslaved by the fear of not reaching it. Detachment brings clarity because it frees your mind from the clutter of overthinking. When you are too attached to an outcome, your thoughts become clouded by worries and expectations. You begin to second-guess yourself, doubting your choices and questioning your progress. This mental noise creates confusion, making it difficult to see the opportunities and guidance available to you. Detachment, however, quiets this noise. By releasing the need to control every detail, you open yourself to a state of presence and mindfulness. In this state, clarity emerges naturally, revealing the next steps you need to take. One of the most profound lessons detachment offers is the understanding that your worth is not tied to external achievements. Too often, people believe that their value depends on reaching certain goals or meeting societal expectations. This belief fosters a sense of lack and creates pressure to prove oneself. Detachment dissolves this illusion. It reminds you that you are whole and worthy, regardless of the outcomes you pursue. By letting go of the need for external validation, you free yourself to focus on what truly matters, living authentically and aligning with your purpose. Another way detachment brings clarity is by helping you recognize the difference between what you can control and what you cannot. Attachment often leads to futile attempts to micromanage every aspect of a situation, from people's reactions to external circumstances. This need for control stems from fear of failure, rejection, or disappointment. But control is an illusion. No amount of effort can guarantee a specific result. Detachment invites you to surrender this illusion and focus on what is within your power, your actions, mindset, and responses. When you shift your energy to what you can influence, you not only regain a sense of agency, but also allow life to unfold naturally. Detachment also fosters resilience. Life is unpredictable, and challenges are inevitable. When you are overly attached to a particular outcome, setbacks can feel devastating, as though the entire journey has been derailed. Detachment, however, gives you the flexibility to adapt and persevere. It allows you to see setbacks not as failures, but as detours that still lead to growth and discovery. This perspective keeps you grounded, enabling you to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and confidence. The practice of detachment often reveals something unexpected. The path to your goals becomes more enjoyable and rewarding. When you release the pressure to achieve a specific result, you free yourself to immerse fully in the process. You begin to appreciate the lessons, experiences, and growth that occur along the way. This shift in focus transforms the journey from a means to an end into a fulfilling experience in its own right. Paradoxically, this state of ease and enjoyment often accelerates progress, for you are no longer weighed down by resistance and fear. Detachment also sharpens your intuition. When you are overly attached to an outcome, your decisions may be driven by desperation or a narrow focus on the end goal. This can lead you to overlook opportunities or insights that don't fit your preconceived plan. Detachment clears the mental fog, allowing you to listen to your inner wisdom. Intuition thrives in the absence of fear and rigidity. It guides you with subtle nudges and quiet certainties, helping you navigate toward your dreams in ways you might not have anticipated. The lesson of detachment is not to abandon your dreams, but to hold them lightly. Clinging tightly creates tension and resistance, whereas holding lightly allows you to remain open and adaptable. Detachment teaches you to trust not in a passive or idle way, but in a way that combines effort with faith. You do your part, take inspired action, and then release the need to control the outcome. In this space of trust, clarity arises and life begins to flow effortlessly. Detachment is an act of courage. It requires you to let go of the familiar comfort of control and step into the unknown. But in this surrender, you discover a deeper truth. Clarity is not something you force, it is something you allow. When you detach, you align with the natural rhythm of life, and in that alignment you find the guidance, insight, and peace that were always waiting for you. Persistence is the invisible force that shapes reality. It is the quiet, unyielding commitment to keep moving forward, even when the road is uncertain and the results seem distant. In a world that often celebrates quick wins and overnight success, the power of persistence is sometimes overlooked. Yet it is persistence that transforms dreams into achievements, thoughts into actions, and intentions into tangible outcomes. The journey to realizing any goal is rarely linear or effortless. It requires endurance, determination, and the ability to push through obstacles with faith in the unseen. Persistence is not just about effort, it is about alignment with a deeper truth that what you consistently focus on, believe in, and act upon will eventually materialize. Persistence shapes reality because it keeps you engaged with your vision, even when immediate progress is not visible. Too often, people give up at the first sign of difficulty or the first failure. They interpret setbacks as signs that their goal is unattainable or that they are not meant to succeed. But the truth is that obstacles are not indicators of failure, they are part of the process. They test your resolve, refine your approach, and strengthen your character. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to grow, and persistence is the key to unlocking those opportunities. By refusing to quit, you signal to yourself and to life that you are committed, no matter the difficulty. The lesson of persistence is deeply tied to the nature of creation itself. Anything worthwhile takes time to manifest. Just as a seed must be nurtured and tended before it becomes a flourishing plant, your dreams require consistent effort and care. There will be moments when the progress is invisible, much like the roots growing beneath the soil. In these moments, persistence is your greatest ally. It allows you to keep watering the seed, trusting that growth is happening even if you can't yet see it. This trust is not passive, it is an active choice to believe in the process and remain dedicated to your vision. Persistence also creates momentum, which is essential for shaping reality. Every small action you take adds to the energy and focus you are directing toward your goal. These actions may seem insignificant on their own, but together they build the foundation for success. Consider the analogy of a sculptor working on a block of marble. Each strike of the chisel might appear minor, but over time those small, persistent efforts reveal the masterpiece within. Similarly, every step you take, no matter how small, contributes to the realization of your dreams. Persistence ensures that you continue to move forward, even when progress feels slow. Another important aspect of persistence is its ability to overcome fear and doubt. When pursuing something meaningful, it is natural to encounter moments of uncertainty. You may question your abilities, wonder if you're on the right path, or feel overwhelmed by the enormity of your goal. Persistence quiets these doubts by keeping you focused on the actions within your control. It reminds you that you don't have to see the entire journey, you only need to take the next step. Over time, as you persist, the doubts begin to fade, replaced by confidence born of consistent effort. Persistence is also a teacher of patience. In a world of instant gratification, the virtue of patience can feel elusive. But persistence requires patience, for it teaches you to respect the natural rhythms of growth and creation. Rushing the process or demanding immediate results often leads to frustration and burnout. Persistence, however, allows you to pace yourself, understanding that the timing of your success may not always align with your expectations. This patience is not passive waiting, it is an active, steady dedication to your goal, trusting that everything will unfold in its proper time. One of the most profound lessons persistence offers is the realization that failure is not the end, it is a step on the path to success. Every great achievement is built on a foundation of failures, lessons, and adjustments. Persistence reframes failure as feedback, showing you what works and what doesn't. With each setback, you gain valuable insights that refine your approach and bring you closer to your goal. The key is to keep going, to learn from each experience, and to use those lessons to fuel your determination. Persistence also shapes reality by strengthening your belief in yourself. Every time you push through a challenge or take one more step despite difficulty, you prove to yourself that you are capable. This self-belief becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more you persist, the more you reinforce the idea that you can overcome obstacles and achieve your goals. This confidence radiates outward, influencing how others perceive you and opening doors to new opportunities. The power of persistence lies in its simplicity and consistency. It doesn't require extraordinary talent or resources, it requires commitment and the willingness to keep showing up. Persistence teaches you that success is not a single monumental event, but a series of small, consistent actions that accumulate over time. By staying the course, you align your actions with your intentions and reality begins to shift in response. You are already there. This might sound paradoxical when you're striving for something that feels distant or unattainable, but it holds a profound truth. The journey to your dreams is not about chasing something external or becoming someone else. It's about realizing that everything you need is already within you. The life you envision, the success you desire, the person you want to become, they all exist in potential within you at this very moment. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is not as vast as it seems. It is bridged by your awareness, belief, and the choices you make each day. One of the most powerful lessons in understanding that you are already there is the recognition that your outer reality reflects your inner state. Everything begins in the mind. The thoughts you think, the beliefs you hold, and the feelings you cultivate shape your experiences. When you understand this, you realize that the version of you who has already achieved your dreams isn't some distant figure. It's a version of yourself waiting to be expressed. You don't need to become someone else. You need to align with the version of you that already exists in potential. This is not about pretending or wishful thinking. It's about embodying the mindset, habits, and energy of the person you aspire to be. To live as though you are already there requires a shift in perception. Too often we focus on what's missing, measuring the distance between our current circumstances and our goals. This focus on lack creates a sense of separation and reinforces the belief that fulfillment is always somewhere in the future. But what if you chose to focus on what you already have? What if you recognize the strengths, opportunities, and progress that are already present in your life? This shift doesn't diminish your ambitions, it empowers them. By appreciating the present, you step into a state of abundance, which naturally attracts more of what you desire. The lesson here is that you don't need to wait for external validation or conditions to feel successful or fulfilled. When you postpone your happiness or sense of worth until you achieve a certain goal, you place your power outside of yourself. This creates a perpetual cycle of striving without satisfaction. Instead, when you acknowledge that you are already there in essence, you reclaim your power. You begin to act, think, and feel in alignment with your dreams, and this alignment accelerates their manifestation. Another powerful aspect of realizing that you are already there is understanding the role of imagination. Your mind doesn't distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is physically experienced. This is why visualization is such a potent tool. When you imagine yourself living your dream, you begin to rewire your brain to believe it's possible. This belief influences your actions and decisions, aligning them with your vision. Over time, what began as an internal shift becomes an external reality. The key is to approach this process with faith and consistency, knowing that the seeds you plant in your mind will eventually bear fruit. The journey of becoming is not about acquiring something new, it's about shedding what no longer serves you. Doubts, fears, and limiting beliefs are often the barriers that make your dreams feel distant. These are not truths, they are stories you've internalized over time. When you release these narratives, you create space for your true potential to emerge. The person who has achieved your dreams is not a stranger. You are already that person, but layers of fear and doubt may obscure this truth. The work lies in peeling back those layers, one step at a time. Taking inspired action is another vital part of embodying the truth that you are already there. When you act as though you are the person you aspire to be, your reality begins to shift to match that energy. This doesn't mean forcing outcomes or pretending to have something you don't. It means approaching each day with the confidence, gratitude, and purpose of someone who knows their vision is inevitable. Each action, no matter how small, becomes a step toward bringing that vision into physical reality. The present moment is your greatest ally in this process. Too often we get caught up in the illusion of time, believing that the future holds the answers we seek. But the future is created in the now. The way you think, feel, and act in this moment determines the path ahead. When you embrace the idea that you are already there, you free yourself from the constraints of time. You stop waiting and start living as though your dreams are already realized. This shift not only transforms your perspective, but also empowers you to take bold, inspired steps forward. The lesson is clear. You are not separate from your dreams. They are not some far-off destination or prize to be earned. They are an extension of who you are, waiting to be claimed. By recognizing that you are already there, in essence, you align yourself with the life you desire. You begin to see opportunities, attract resources, and embody the energy that brings your vision to life. This understanding transforms the journey itself into a source of joy and fulfillment. For you are no longer chasing something external, you are expressing the truth of who you already are. Remember, the journey to your dream is not a journey outward but inward. It is a shift in awareness, a change in perspective. You are closer to your dreams than you think, not because they are far away, but because they are already within you. Step into the knowing, the feeling, and the belief that your dream is here now. Live as though it is done, and watch as life mirrors this truth back to you. You don't need to wait for your dreams, they are waiting for you to claim them. The only thing left to do is see. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourself, for success is not a distant possibility, it is already within your grasp. You are not here to dream small or play the role of a victim in life's unfolding drama. No, you are here to claim your inheritance of greatness. Close your eyes for a moment and see it the life you desire. Not as a faint hope or a distant wish, but as a reality so vivid you can taste it. This act, this simple act of imagining, is the most powerful tool you possess. Your imagination is the blueprint, the divine tool by which the unseen becomes seen. To prepare for massive success, you must assume the feeling of your desire already fulfilled. What does it feel like to have accomplished your greatest goals? What does the air smell like in your dream office? Or how does your heart race as you stand on that stage, commanding the attention of thousands? Feel it now and make it real. For what you feel, you attract, and what you believe, you create. Your consciousness is the source of all your experiences. As you think, so you become. Let no thought enter your mind that contradicts the vision you have imagined. Persist in your assumption, even when the world around you shows no evidence of change. Trust that your inner world, when nurtured, will inevitably reshape the outer world. And yes, there will be moments of doubt, moments when you question the path you have chosen. Do not falter. Doubt is the shadow cast by the light of your desire. It cannot harm you unless you give it your power. Stand firm, and remember that persistence is the key to making the invisible visible. Plant seeds of success in your mind daily. Think thoughts of abundance, power, and joy. Nurture them with faith and gratitude. Act as if the life you desire is already yours, because it is. What you focus on expands. What you give your energy to will flourish. Be grateful, not only for what you have, but for what is to come. Gratitude is the language of faith, the declaration that the unseen is just as real as the seen. Speak the language of gratitude, and the universe will echo it back to you 100-fold. Most importantly, trust in the infinite power within you. This power is not outside of you, waiting for permission to act. It is you, the creative force of life expressing itself through your desires and dreams. Finally, take action, but not frantic or desperate action. Move in alignment with your vision. Let every step you take be a declaration of faith that what you seek is already seeking you. Massive success is not a matter of luck or chance. It is a deliberate act of creation. And you, dear listener, are the creator. Step into your power. The world is waiting for your light. The power of imagination is one of the most profound gifts bestowed upon humanity. It is through imagination that we transcend the limitations of the physical world, allowing us to conceive of realities not yet realized. Imagination is the bridge between the seen and the unseen, the conscious and the subconscious, the present and the future. It is not mere daydreaming or fanciful thinking, but a dynamic force capable of shaping the course of our lives and the world around us. When you imagine, you are not simply entertaining idle thoughts. You are planting seeds in the fertile soil of your mind. These seeds, when nurtured with belief and persistence, grow into the tangible outcomes of your life. Everything that exists in the physical realm first existed as a thought, an idea, or a vision in someone's mind. The homes we live in, the cars we drive, the technology we use, all were born from the creative power of imagination. Your imagination is your workshop of creation. It allows you to design and rehearse the life you desire before it manifests in the external world. When you imagine vividly, with clarity and emotion, you impress your vision upon your subconscious mind, which cannot distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. It accepts the image as fact and begins to work tirelessly to align your external circumstances with the internal blueprint you have created. Many dismiss the power of imagination as trivial or inconsequential, believing that only hard work and external action produce results. While effort and action are vital components of success, they are most effective when directed by the clarity and purpose provided by imagination. Without a clear vision, action becomes aimless and scattered, like trying to build a house without a blueprint. Imagination provides the blueprint. To tap into this power, you must engage your imagination with intention and focus. This means setting aside time to visualize your desires in detail, as though they are already accomplished. See yourself living the life you wish to create. Feel the emotions associated with your success: joy, gratitude, pride, and fulfillment. These feelings act as the emotional fuel that energizes your vision and brings it to life. One of the most significant aspects of imagination is its ability to transcend current circumstances. No matter how limited your present situation may seem, your imagination allows you to rise above it and conceive of a reality far greater. This is not about denying or ignoring your current challenges, but about recognizing that they do not define your potential. Your imagination is a reminder that you are not confined by the conditions of the present moment. You are always capable of envisioning and creating something more. Through imagination, you also gain the power to rewrite your past. The memories you hold influence your identity and the way you perceive the world. If you choose to dwell on painful or limiting memories, you reinforce a reality of lack and struggle. However, through the power of imagination, you can reinterpret those memories, extracting lessons and shifting their emotional significance. By doing so, you free yourself from the chains of the past and step into a new narrative of empowerment and possibility. Imagination is not a passive process, it is an active engagement with the creative forces of the universe. When you imagine, you are not merely thinking, you are creating. Each thought you hold with conviction sends out a vibrational signal that draws to you experiences, opportunities, and circumstances that match its frequency. This is the law of attraction in action, a law that operates unfailingly, whether you are aware of it or not. By consciously directing your imagination toward your desires, you harness this law to work in your favor. One of the most empowering realizations is that your imagination is unlimited. There are no boundaries to what you can conceive. The only limits are those you impose upon yourself through doubt, fear, or a lack of faith. When you free your imagination from these constraints, you unlock infinite possibilities. You begin to see solutions where others see problems, opportunities where others see obstacles, and abundance where others see scarcity. Imagination also has the power to inspire and uplift others. When you dare to dream boldly and share your vision with the world, you ignite a spark of possibility in those around you. Your imagination becomes a source of collective transformation, reminding others of their own creative potential and encouraging them to envision a better future for themselves and for the world. In its highest expression, imagination is a spiritual practice, a means of connecting with the divine creative force that flows through all things. It is a reminder that you are a co-creator of your reality, endowed with the ability to shape your life and the world around you through the power of thought. The more you exercise and refine this faculty, the more you align yourself with your true purpose and potential. To assume the feeling of fulfillment is to embrace the reality of your desires as though they are already achieved. This is not an act of pretending or wishful thinking, but a deliberate shift in consciousness. It is the understanding that your external world mirrors your internal state, and by embodying the emotions of success, abundance, or happiness now, you align yourself with the reality you wish to create. This principle is both profound and transformative. requiring you to transcend the habitual thinking patterns that often keep you tethered to your current circumstances. At the heart of this concept is the recognition that emotions are powerful creators. Every feeling you hold generates a vibration, and this vibration attracts experiences that match it. If you constantly feel lack, struggle, or fear, you unintentionally draw more of the same into your life. Conversely, when you cultivate feelings of joy, gratitude, and satisfaction, as if your goals have already been met, you set into motion a chain of events that will bring those goals into physical form. The feeling is the secret to bridging the gap between where you are and where you want to be. To assume the feeling of fulfillment, you must first identify the emotions associated with your desired outcome. What does success feel like to you? Perhaps it is a sense of accomplishment, confidence, or peace. What does abundance feel like? Perhaps it is freedom, security, or generosity. By identifying these feelings, you create a template for the emotional state you need to embody. This process requires clarity and focus, as vague or conflicting emotions dilute the effectiveness of this practice. Once you have identified the emotions, you must practice experiencing them in the present moment. This is where imagination becomes a vital tool. Close your eyes and create a vivid mental picture of your desired outcome. See yourself living in the circumstances you desire, surrounded by the people, environments, and opportunities that represent your success. Engage all your senses in this visualization. Hear the sounds, smell the scents, and feel the textures of this imagined reality. Most importantly, immerse yourself in the emotions it evokes. The key is to make this emotional state as real as possible. Your subconscious mind, which governs much of your behavior and experience, does not distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. By repeatedly experiencing the feelings of fulfillment in your mind, you program your subconscious to accept them as truth. This, in turn, influences your thoughts, actions, and decisions, aligning them with the reality you desire to create. One of the challenges many face when assuming the feeling of fulfillment is the presence of doubt or resistance. The current reality may seem so starkly different from the envisioned one that it becomes difficult to fully embrace the emotions of success. However, this is precisely where the power of assumption lies. It is an act of faith and conviction, a choice to prioritize the inner truth over external appearances. By persisting in this state, regardless of the evidence around you, you begin to shift the energy that shapes your experiences. Another important aspect of assuming the feeling of fulfillment is consistency. It is not enough to feel fulfilled for a fleeting moment and then revert to old patterns of worry or lack. The emotional state must be cultivated and maintained consistently, becoming a dominant part of your consciousness. This requires practice and commitment, much like building a muscle. Over time, the feeling of fulfillment becomes second nature, and your external reality starts to reflect this internal transformation. This practice also involves letting go of the how and trusting in the process. When you assume the feeling of fulfillment, you are not tasked with figuring out every step required to manifest your desires. Instead, your role is to remain in alignment with the emotional state of fulfillment, allowing the universe or the creative force within you to orchestrate the details. This does not mean you sit passively. Rather, you take inspired actions that feel natural and align with your vision. Gratitude is a powerful companion to this process. By expressing gratitude for the fulfillment of your desires, even before they appear in physical form, you reinforce the feeling of having already received them. Gratitude amplifies the emotional state of fulfillment, creating a positive feedback loop that strengthens your alignment with your desired reality. The practice of assuming the feeling of fulfillment also rewires your relationship with time. Instead of waiting for success or happiness to arrive in the future, you bring it into the present moment. You cease to view your desires as something to chase and begin to embody them as a present reality. This shift not only accelerates the manifestation of your goals, but also transforms your experience of life, infusing it with joy, peace, and purpose. Through this process, you begin to see yourself differently. You no longer identify with your limitations or struggles, but with the version of yourself who has already achieved your dreams. This new self-concept influences every aspect of your being, from your thoughts and emotions to your actions and interactions. It is a profound transformation that redefines what is possible for you. The law of consciousness is the foundation upon which the reality of your life is built. It states that your consciousness, your awareness, thoughts, beliefs, and feelings directly shapes the experiences you encounter. Everything you perceive in your external world is a reflection of your inner state, and the life you live is a projection of the consciousness you hold. This law operates universally and unfailingly, whether or not you are aware of it. Understanding and applying it gives you the power to consciously create the life you desire. Consciousness is not just your awareness of your surroundings, it is the essence of who you are. It includes your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and the assumptions you hold about yourself and the world. These elements act as the lens through which you interpret and experience reality. When you change your consciousness, you change the lens, and as a result, the reality you perceive and interact with also changes. At the heart of the law of consciousness is the principle that what you believe and feel as true becomes your reality. Your beliefs act as the blueprint for your life. Whether you are aware of them or not, they shape your actions, decisions, and the circumstances you attract. For example, if you believe that success comes only through struggle, you will find yourself encountering obstacles that confirm this belief. Conversely, if you hold the assumption that opportunities flow to you easily, you will notice circumstances aligning to reflect that truth. This law emphasizes the creative power of your thoughts. Every thought you think carries energy and has the potential to manifest in the external world. Thoughts that are held consistently and charged with emotion are especially potent. When you focus on a thought with feeling, whether it is positive or negative, you impress it upon your subconscious mind. The subconscious, in turn, works to bring that thought into physical reality. This is why it is essential to monitor and direct your thoughts consciously, ensuring they align with the outcomes you wish to experience. Your feelings are equally significant in the operation of the law of consciousness. While thoughts initiate the process of creation, feelings are the force that amplifies and solidifies them. Feelings of love, joy, gratitude, and confidence resonate at high frequencies and attract experiences that match those vibrations. On the other hand, feelings of fear, doubt, or resentment create barriers that block the flow of your desires. By cultivating feelings that align with your goals, you accelerate the manifestation process. Another important aspect of this law is the role of assumptions. An assumption is a belief that you accept as true without question. These assumptions often operate unconsciously, yet they have a profound impact on your life. If you assume that people are untrustworthy, you will encounter situations and individuals that reinforce that belief. If you assume that life is abundant, you will attract circumstances that confirm that truth. By becoming aware of your assumptions and consciously choosing empowering ones, you can reshape your experiences. The law of consciousness also reveals the interconnectedness of all things. Your consciousness not only influences your personal reality, but also contributes to the collective consciousness of humanity. Every thought and feeling you project affects the energetic field that connects all beings. By elevating your consciousness, you not only transform your own life, but also contribute to the upliftment of others. This understanding fosters a sense of responsibility and encourages you to approach life with compassion and intentionality. One of the most transformative aspects of this law is the realization that your external circumstances do not define your consciousness. Rather, your consciousness defines your circumstances. It is easy to fall into the trap of reacting to life based on what you see, hear, or experience in the physical world. However, the law of consciousness invites you to take control of your inner state, regardless of external conditions. When you hold steady in your desired consciousness, the external world must eventually conform to match it. This process requires persistence and faith. Changing deeply ingrained beliefs or shifting habitual thoughts and feelings is not always instantaneous. The external world may initially resist the changes you make within, as it reflects the momentum of your previous consciousness. However, with consistent effort and unwavering belief, the new patterns you establish in your consciousness will take root, and your external reality will begin to reflect them. Imagination plays a crucial role in applying the law of consciousness. Through imagination, you can create vivid mental images of your desired outcomes and impress them upon your subconscious mind. When these imagined scenes are infused with the feelings of already having achieved your goals, they become powerful tools for transformation. By consistently engaging in this practice, you train your consciousness to align with the reality you wish to create. The law of consciousness also highlights the importance of living in the present moment. Your consciousness operates in the here and now, and it is in this moment that you hold the power to shape your reality. Dwelling on past failures or anxieties about the future only perpetuates those states in your present experience. By directing your awareness to the present and consciously choosing thoughts and feelings that align with your desires, you harness the full creative potential of your consciousness. Through the law of consciousness, you come to understand that you are not a passive observer in life, but an active participant in its creation. You are not bound by circumstances or the opinions of others. Instead, you hold the power to design your reality through the deliberate use of your thoughts, beliefs, and feelings. This law invites you to step into your role as a creator and to take responsibility for the life you are shaping. Persisting through doubt is one of the most crucial and challenging aspects of achieving any significant goal or transformation. Doubt is an inevitable part of the journey, especially when you are striving for something that stretches the boundaries of what you have previously believed possible. It arises from your conditioned mind, which is accustomed to the familiar and views change as a potential threat. Doubt whispers that your dreams are too big, your efforts are futile, and the obstacles are insurmountable. However, persisting through doubt is the key to turning your vision into reality and proving those whispers wrong. Doubt often stems from a conflict between your current reality and your desired outcome. When you set a goal or imagine a future that is vastly different from your present circumstances, your mind naturally seeks evidence to support its feasibility. If it cannot find immediate proof, doubt begins to creep in. This is a natural response, but it is important to remember that the absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. Just because you cannot see the path clearly does not mean it does not exist. The first step in persisting through doubt is recognizing it for what it is: a fleeting mental state, not an absolute truth. Doubt is a product of fear and uncertainty, but it has no power unless you give it power. When you become aware of your doubts, you can choose not to let them dictate your actions or diminish your faith in your vision. Awareness is the foundation of persistence, allowing you to observe doubt without being controlled by it. It is also essential to understand that doubt is not necessarily a sign of failure or weakness. In fact, doubt often emerges when you are on the brink of growth or a breakthrough. It is a signal that you are stepping outside your comfort zone, challenging old beliefs, and moving towards something greater. Instead of resisting doubt, you can learn to see it as a natural part of the process, and even as a sign that you are headed in the right direction. To persist through doubt, you must cultivate a strong sense of belief in your vision. This belief is not blind optimism or wishful thinking, but a deep inner conviction that what you desire is possible and worth pursuing. This conviction is built through repetition and focus. By consistently visualizing your desired outcome and affirming your ability to achieve it, you strengthen your belief and create a mental anchor that keeps you steady in the face of doubt. Action is another powerful antidote to doubt. When you take consistent steps toward your goal, no matter how small, you build momentum and reinforce your belief in your ability to succeed. Action transforms doubt into determination by shifting your focus from what might go wrong to what you can do right now. Each step you take is a declaration of faith in your vision, and over time, these steps accumulate into tangible progress that silences the voice of doubt. Surrounding yourself with support can also make a significant difference. Doubt often thrives in isolation, feeding on your fears and insecurities. By seeking out people who believe in you and your vision, you create an environment of encouragement and positivity. These individuals can offer perspective, remind you of your strengths, and help you stay focused on your goals when doubt threatens to derail you. Another important strategy for persisting through doubt is to reframe setbacks and challenges. Doubt often arises when you encounter obstacles, as your mind interprets these as signs of failure. However, every challenge is an opportunity for growth and learning. When you view setbacks as stepping stones rather than roadblocks, you diminish their power to generate doubt and instead use them as fuel for your persistence. Faith is the cornerstone of persistence. This faith is not necessarily religious, but is a deep trust in the process of creation and the unfolding of your journey. It is the understanding that even when the path is unclear, there is a higher order at work that will guide you toward your goals. Faith allows you to hold on to your vision even when doubt clouds your mind, and it gives you the strength to continue moving forward despite uncertainty. Self-compassion is another essential element of persisting through doubt. It is easy to be hard on yourself when doubt arises, viewing it as a personal failing or a sign of inadequacy. However, doubt is a universal experience, and it does not diminish your worth or potential. By treating yourself with kindness and understanding, you create the emotional resilience needed to weather the storms of doubt and stay committed to your journey. Ultimately, persisting through doubt is about holding on to your vision with unwavering determination. It is about choosing to trust in your potential and your ability to navigate challenges, even when the road ahead seems unclear. It is about showing up every day with the courage to take one more step, knowing that each step brings you closer to your goal. The power to persist lies within you, waiting to be unleashed by your commitment and belief. The creative power of thought is one of the most profound forces at our disposal. Every thought we think carries energy, and that energy has the potential to shape our reality. Thoughts are not fleeting or inconsequential, they are the foundation of all creation. Everything that exists in the physical world began as a thought in someone's mind, a spark of an idea that, through focused belief and action, transformed into tangible reality. Understanding and harnessing this power allows us to take control of our lives and consciously create the experiences we desire. Thoughts are the seeds of creation. Just as a tree grows from a tiny seed planted in fertile soil, our external circumstances grow from the thoughts we plant in the fertile soil of our minds. These seeds, when nurtured with attention and emotion, take root in our subconscious mind and manifest as the people, opportunities, and events that shape our lives. The quality of your thoughts determines the quality of your reality. Positive, empowering thoughts lead to growth and abundance, while negative, limiting thoughts create barriers and struggles. Your mind is a creative workshop, constantly generating ideas, images, and scenarios. Each thought you hold has the potential to influence your actions and decisions, which in turn shape the outcomes you experience. This process operates whether or not you are aware of it. Many people go through life unconsciously creating their reality, allowing random or habitual thoughts to dictate their circumstances. By becoming aware of your thoughts and directing them with intention, you can harness their creative power to design a life that aligns with your goals and aspirations. The power of thought lies not only in its ability to shape your personal reality, but also in its capacity to influence the world around you. Thoughts are energy, and energy radiates outward, interacting with the energetic field that connects all things. When you think with clarity and conviction, you send out a vibrational signal that attracts experiences, people, and circumstances that resonate with the frequency of your thoughts. This is the essence of the law of attraction, a universal principle that states like attracts like. By aligning your thoughts with the reality you wish to create, you draw that reality closer to you. Emotion is the fuel that amplifies the creative power of thought. A thought without emotion is like a seed. Without water it has potential, but lacks the energy to grow. When you think a thought and infuse it with strong, positive emotions such as joy, gratitude, or excitement, you activate its creative power. These emotions act as a magnet, intensifying the vibrational signal of your thought and accelerating its manifestation. Conversely, thoughts charged with fear, doubt, or resentment attract negative experiences, highlighting the importance of cultivating emotional alignment with your desired outcomes. Imagination is another vital tool for harnessing the creative power of thought. Through imagination, you can visualize the life you want to create, rehearsing it in your mind as though it already exists. This practice not only clarifies your vision, but also impresses it upon your subconscious mind, which works tirelessly to bring your imagined reality into being. The more vivid and detailed your mental imagery, the stronger its impact on your subconscious, and the more likely it is to manifest in your external world. The subconscious mind plays a crucial role in the creative process. It is the engine that drives your thoughts into action, translating your mental blueprints into physical reality. Unlike the conscious mind, which is logical and analytical, the subconscious mind operates based on emotion and repetition. It accepts whatever you consistently think and feel as truth, regardless of whether it serves you or not. By consciously feeding your mind with empowering thoughts and positive beliefs, you program your subconscious to work in alignment with your goals. It is important to recognize the interconnectedness of thought and action. While thought is the origin of creation, action is the mechanism through which it is realized. A thought that remains unacted upon is like a blueprint that never becomes a building. When you take inspired action toward your goals, you demonstrate faith in the power of your thoughts and create momentum that propels you forward. This synergy between thought and action is what transforms ideas into achievements. The power of thought is not limited by circumstances, resources, or external conditions. It transcends the material world, allowing you to conceive of possibilities far beyond what your current reality might suggest. Through thought, you can break free from limitations and envision a future that aligns with your highest potential. This ability to think beyond what is immediately visible or tangible is what drives innovation, progress, and personal growth. Thought is also a tool for transformation. By changing your thoughts, you can change your beliefs, behaviors, and ultimately your outcomes. Negative or limiting thoughts act as barriers to success, but they are not fixed. Through awareness and deliberate practice, you can replace them with empowering thoughts that reflect the reality you wish to create. This process of mental reconditioning requires persistence and commitment, but its rewards are immense, offering you the power to shape your life from the inside out. Through the creative power of thought, you hold the ability to design and direct your life. Every moment presents an opportunity to choose thoughts that uplift, inspire, and empower you. By aligning your mental energy with your desires and taking consistent action, you can turn your dreams into reality. The potential is limitless, and the choice to harness it is yours. Gratitude for the unseen is a profound and transformative practice that invites you to cultivate thankfulness, not only for what is already present in your life, but also for what is yet to come. It is an act of faith and acknowledgement that the unseen forces of the universe are always working in your favor, even when evidence of their influence has not yet manifested in the physical world. By expressing gratitude for what you desire as though it has already been fulfilled, you align yourself with the reality you seek to create and open the door for it to enter your life. Gratitude is often reserved for the tangible, the things we can touch, see, and experience directly. We give thanks for the comforts of home, the support of loved ones, or the successes we have achieved. While this form of gratitude is essential, gratitude for the unseen takes it a step further. It is about being thankful for possibilities, opportunities, and blessings that have not yet come into view, but are nonetheless on their way. This practice shifts your focus from what is lacking to what is possible, creating a mindset of abundance and expectation. When you express gratitude for the unseen, you are affirming your belief in the creative power of your thoughts and the infinite potential of the universe. You are acknowledging that even though your desires may not yet be visible, they are already in the process of becoming real. This mindset transforms the way you interact with life. Instead of waiting for external validation or proof, you begin to live as though your dreams are already fulfilled. This shift in perspective has a powerful impact on your emotions, actions, and ultimately, the outcomes you experience. Gratitude for the unseen is rooted in the principle that what you focus on expands. When you focus on the absence of something, you amplify feelings of lack and scarcity, which can create resistance to receiving what you desire. On the other hand, when you focus on the presence of your desires, even if only in your imagination, you create an energetic match for those desires and attract them into your life. Gratitude acts as a bridge between your current reality and your envisioned future, allowing you to tap into the energy of fulfillment before it physically manifests. This practice also requires a deep level of trust and surrender. Trust that the universe, or the higher power you believe in, is orchestrating events in your favor. Surrender the need to control every detail or dictate how and when your desires will unfold. Gratitude for the unseen is not about forcing outcomes, but about aligning yourself with the flow of life and remaining open to receiving in unexpected ways. It is an acknowledgement that there is a higher order at work, one that often operates beyond the scope of your immediate understanding. By cultivating gratitude for the unseen, you strengthen your emotional resilience and ability to navigate uncertainty. Life is full of unknowns, and it is natural to feel doubt or fear when faced with situations that lack clarity or assurance. However, gratitude acts as an anchor, grounding you in the belief that even in the face of uncertainty, good things are unfolding. This sense of assurance empowers you to move forward with confidence, even when the path ahead is unclear. Gratitude for the unseen also nurtures a sense of wonder and possibility. It invites you to dream big and envision a future that transcends your current circumstances. By giving thanks for outcomes that surpass your expectations, you expand your capacity to receive and create space for miracles to occur. This practice encourages you to step beyond the limitations of logic and embrace the infinite potential that exists within and around you. Another powerful aspect of gratitude for the unseen is its ability to transform your relationship with time. In the physical world, time often feels linear and finite, creating a sense of impatience or frustration when results are not immediate. However, when you express gratitude for what is unseen, you step into a timeless state of being. You begin to experience the joy and fulfillment of your desires in the present moment, regardless of their physical absence. This shift not only enhances your sense of well-being, but also accelerates the manifestation process by aligning your energy with the reality you wish to create. Gratitude for the unseen is also a practice of humility and appreciation for the interconnectedness of all things. It acknowledges that your life is shaped not only by your own efforts, but also by countless unseen forces, divine guidance, universal laws, and the contributions of others. This awareness fosters a sense of connection and gratitude for the larger tapestry of existence, reminding you that you are never alone in your journey. As you cultivate gratitude for the unseen, you begin to notice subtle shifts in your awareness and experience. You may find yourself more attuned to opportunities, synchronicities, and signs that affirm you are on the right path. This heightened awareness reinforces your belief in the power of gratitude and strengthens your commitment to the practice. Over time, this practice becomes a way of life, a way of seeing the world through the lens of abundance, faith, and possibility. Faith in your inner power is the cornerstone of transformation and the key to unlocking your limitless potential. It is the unwavering belief in your ability to shape your reality, overcome challenges, and create a life that aligns with your deepest desires. This faith does not depend on external circumstances, resources, or the validation from others. Instead, it arises from a deep understanding that the power to achieve, grow, and thrive resides within you. It is an acknowledgement that you are the creator of your experience, and that the source of all strength, wisdom, and creativity lies within your own being. At its core, faith in your inner power is about trusting the inherent capabilities and resources that exist within you. Every human being is born with unique talents, insights, and the capacity to adapt and evolve. Yet these qualities often remain dormant or underutilized because of doubt, fear, or a lack of awareness. Faith in your inner power activates these latent abilities, allowing you to tap into a wellspring of potential that can guide you through any situation. It is not about being invincible or never facing difficulties, rather. It is about knowing that no matter what arises, you have the strength and ingenuity to navigate it. This faith begins with self-awareness. To trust in your inner power, you must first recognize and accept it. Many people underestimate their abilities, focusing instead on perceived shortcomings or past failures. These limiting beliefs act as barriers that obscure the truth of their potential. By turning inward and reflecting on your experiences, skills, and unique qualities, you begin to see evidence of your inner power. Each challenge you have overcome, each goal you have achieved, and each moment of resilience is a testament to the strength that resides within you. Faith in your inner power also involves cultivating a positive relationship with yourself. It requires you to treat yourself with kindness, respect, and encouragement. When you doubt your abilities or criticize yourself harshly, you weaken your connection to your inner power. On the other hand, when you affirm your worth, celebrate your achievements, and approach challenges with optimism, you strengthen that connection. This self-support creates a foundation of confidence and trust that allows you to move forward boldly, even in the face of uncertainty. One of the most profound aspects of faith in your inner power is the realization that you are not defined by your circumstances. While external conditions may influence your experience, they do not determine your capacity to create change or achieve success. Your inner power gives you the ability to rise above limitations and envision possibilities that extend beyond the boundaries of your current reality. This perspective shifts your focus from what is lacking to what is possible, enabling you to see opportunities where others might see obstacles. Faith in your inner power is also a practice of persistence. It is easy to feel confident when things are going well, but true faith is demonstrated when you continue to believe in yourself during times of struggle or uncertainty. These moments test your resolve and challenge you to dig deeper into your reserves of strength and resilience. By choosing to persevere and maintain faith in your inner power, you prove to yourself that you are capable of withstanding and overcoming adversity. Each victory, no matter how small, reinforces your belief in your own abilities and builds momentum for future successes. Another important aspect of faith in your inner power is the ability to trust your intuition. Intuition is the quiet, guiding voice within you that often knows the right path before your conscious mind does. It is a manifestation of your inner wisdom and a powerful tool for navigating life's complexities. When you have faith in your inner power, you learn to listen to and act on your intuition, even when it defies logic or goes against the opinions of others. This trust in your inner guidance enhances your decision-making and helps you stay aligned with your authentic self. The creative power of thought is intricately tied to faith in your inner power. When you believe in your ability to shape your reality, you begin to use your thoughts intentionally to envision and manifest your desires. Faith fuels the creative process by infusing your thoughts with conviction and emotional energy. This alignment between your inner beliefs and external actions creates a powerful synergy that accelerates the realization of your goals. Faith in your inner power is also deeply connected to self-empowerment. It is the understanding that you do not need to rely on external approval or support to validate your worth or potential. While encouragement from others can be helpful, true empowerment comes from within. When you have faith in your inner power, you take ownership of your journey and recognize that you are the ultimate authority over your life. This sense of autonomy frees you from the limitations imposed by others' expectations and allows you to chart a path that reflects your true aspirations. This faith is not static, it grows and evolves as you continue to face challenges and achieve new milestones. Each experience provides an opportunity to deepen your trust in yourself and expand your awareness of what is possible. By consistently affirming and acting on your belief in your inner power, you create a positive feedback loop that reinforces your confidence and propels you forward. This cycle of growth and empowerment becomes a way of life, enabling you to navigate the world with courage, purpose, and authenticity. Action as alignment is the principle that action is not merely about doing, but about harmonizing your intentions, beliefs, and energy with your desired outcomes. It is a way of bridging the gap between your inner vision and external reality, allowing you to create in the physical world what you have imagined in your mind. Action, when aligned with purpose and clarity, becomes a powerful force for manifestation, a mechanism through which your thoughts and desires are brought to life. It is through aligned action that you demonstrate faith in your vision and actively participate in the unfolding of your goals. Many people view action as separate from thought, believing that hard work alone will lead to success. However, effort without alignment often results in frustration, exhaustion, and unfulfilled desires. Aligned action, on the other hand, feels purposeful and inspired. It is action that flows naturally from a clear sense of direction and an inner knowing that you are moving toward your goals. When your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs are in harmony with what you seek to create, the actions you take become more effective and yield greater results with less resistance. The first step to taking aligned action is clarity of purpose. Without a clear understanding of what you want and why you want it, your actions may become scattered or unfocused. Clarity acts as a guiding star, helping you determine which steps to take and which to avoid. It allows you to prioritize actions that align with your values and goals, ensuring that your energy is directed toward what truly matters. When you are clear about your intentions, every action you take becomes a deliberate step toward your desired outcome. Belief is another essential component of aligned action. If you take action while doubting your ability to succeed or questioning the feasibility of your goals, your energy becomes divided. This internal conflict creates resistance that can hinder your progress. Aligned action requires a foundation of belief in yourself and in the possibility of your desired outcome. When you act with conviction and trust, your energy is focused and unified, amplifying the impact of your efforts. Aligned action is also guided by intuition. While logic and planning play important roles, intuition offers a deeper, often more accurate, sense of what actions are right for you in a given moment. Intuition allows you to bypass unnecessary steps and focus on what will bring you closer to your goals. It often reveals opportunities or paths that your rational mind may not have considered. By listening to your intuition and incorporating its guidance into your actions, you align yourself with the flow of life and enhance your ability to manifest your desires. Another key aspect of aligned action is emotional alignment. Your emotional state directly influences the energy you bring to your actions. When you act from a place of fear, frustration, or desperation, your energy is constricted and less effective. However, when you act from a state of joy, enthusiasm, and confidence, your energy is expansive and magnetic. Emotional alignment ensures that your actions are not only effective but also enjoyable, turning the process of creation into a fulfilling experience rather than a burdensome task. Aligned action often involves inspired action, those moments when you feel a sudden surge of clarity or motivation to take a particular step. Inspired action feels effortless and exciting, as though the universe itself is guiding you. These moments arise when your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs are in perfect harmony with your desires. Recognizing and acting on this inspiration is a powerful way to align with your goals and accelerate their manifestation. While aligned action is often inspired, it also requires consistency. Small, consistent actions taken with intention and focus create momentum that propels you toward your goals. Even when inspiration wanes or progress seems slow, maintaining your commitment to aligned action reinforces your faith in your vision and keeps you on the path to success. Consistency demonstrates trust in the process, allowing you to remain aligned even when immediate results are not apparent. Aligned action is not about forcing or controlling outcomes. It is about participating in the creative process with an open mind and a willing heart. It involves balancing effort with surrender, doing your part while trusting that the universe will meet you halfway. This balance allows you to take meaningful steps toward your goals without becoming attached to specific outcomes or timelines. One of the most transformative aspects of aligned action is its ability to cultivate a sense of empowerment and agency. When you take action that aligns with your values and desires, you affirm your role as the creator of your reality. You move from a passive state of wishing or hoping to an active state of doing and becoming. This shift not only accelerates the manifestation of your goals, but also enhances your confidence and belief in your ability to shape your life. Through aligned action, you create a dynamic relationship between your inner world and outer experience. Each action you take becomes a declaration of your intentions, a step forward on the path of your choosing. By aligning your actions with your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, you harmonize with the creative forces of the universe and actively participate in bringing your dreams to life. This harmony transforms action from mere effort into a powerful expression of alignment and purpose.